Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Caravan of Garbage, and also welcome back to Earth 701306.
Is that our Earth?
No, that's the Daredevil / Elektra universe.
Oh.
But that's it. There's nothing else spun off from that. Well, there's one thing. We'll talk about it towards the end.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's exciting.
Mason.
What's the number again?
701306.
Is that a reference to a specific, or is it just a random number generator
It's a date to do with maybe Daredevil's release date or something
Did
like
they
that.
ask Stanley and he just went 7, 3.
What if a man could stick to a wall? Stan, we need the numbers.
Stan, just shut up. For 5 seconds of your life, shut up with that. And just say 6 random numbers.
Do you know the Hulk was grey initially?
We know, Stan. Come on, Stan the man. Come on, man.
What got me excited about coming back to this universe is the opening of it, where it tells you it's a Universum film project along with Epsilon Motion Pictures. 2 things I've never heard of.
What was the first one?
Universum film.
Is it some sort of Eastern European country that
Yeah,
doesn't
something
exist
like that.
anymore?
Let me check.
Right. They got a tax break, I assume, to film there.
Doubt, yeah. It does look like it was filmed in Yugoslavia or something.
Looks a little bit like Night Watch.
It does look a bit like Night Watch. Oh, it's German.
Like I said, no longer exists.
We say Night Watch because you thought maybe it was directed by the guy who directed Night Watch / Day Watch / Wanted.
It was directed by a different guy.
It was directed by Rob Bowman. I like Rob Bowman's films. He did Airborne in 1993.
Air Bud?
No, he did the first X-Files movie, the one that didn't have Billy Connolly in it.
X-Files, there's nothing in this FBI casebook that says a dog can't play basketball. Can we do all of these? Here we go.
Maybe. And he did Reign of Fire, which we've looked at and is an incredible movie.
A bunch of basketball playing dogs. They were under London for thousands of years, and then an earthquake, and then they took over the world. Yeah, I know what Reign of Fire is.
Yeah. He also has directed a bunch of TV, one of the most recent being an episode of The Rookie.
Huh.
You probably already knew that.
I don't. I've not seen The Rookie.
Really?
Yes.
Maybe. I don't believe you. But listen, it's pretty dull as a
certainly
movie.
is dull, yeah.
I wouldn't say it's horrendous.
No.
But it is dull.
It's unfortunate, but it's in that pocket of we can't recommend it as like, oh, this is so bad. You will be rolling on the floor at how funny and bad this is. It was fine. It wasn't even good then.
No.
It's short.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. We watched the extended cut.
You watched the extended cut. I looked up
What?
I looked up a single page.
Is that why you texted me that?
Yes. I looked up a single page on Google, and it was like the extended cut is different by like 180 seconds or something. And
It's 3 minutes longer, and apparently they change around 7 minutes of footage. And it was also criticized for poor video transfer.
Huh.
I think off the back of the Daredevil extended cut, they were probably like, we can squeeze some juice out of this.
Sure.
And I guess they did technically.
Doesn't even have Coolio in it, this one.
No.
R.I.P.
Or Ben Affleck, except in the deleted scene where Daredevil shows up. Well, Matt Murdock shows up. Well, why would you take that out?
Right?
What are you doing? You know what this feels like?
Go on.
It feels like a pilot for a TV show that never went to season, that was then cut into a tally movie, but the tally movie is somehow longer than the pilot was initially shot for. Does that make any sense?
It makes some sense. Not the thing you said, but like if I move those concepts around in my mind a bit, it does make sense. I mean, it makes sense on the level of Jennifer Garner, of course, prior to this.
Yep.
Was sexy super spy Sydney Bristow in the TV series
Well,
Alias.
in between seasons, actually,
There you
filming
go.
this.
But that was very successful, that TV
Yeah.
series. Also started the career of Bradley Cooper.
That's right.
J.J. Abrams had something to do with it.
J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Others.
right. Others. That
yeah.
guy who was in Titanic, whatever his name is.
And I thought she was great in that series.
Yep.
But in this, I don't know, man. It's because she doesn't have anything to work with.
Well-
But also, her character in this isn't even... Like, it doesn't even jive with the character in the first one.
No, it doesn't.
And that's because the character in the first one isn't really comic book Elektra either.
No.
Because in the comic books, like, Elektra and Matt Murdock were, like... boyfriend and girlfriend in college, I think, and then they went their separate ways, and then, you know, various traumas, and then she became an assassin for the Hand.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, magic and evil and blah, 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 and she became, like, an insane lunatic killer. In this universe, she's just pretty normal, except she knows some martial arts, and then her dad got killed, and she's like... I better do a revenge. But then in this, she's like, well, now I've done that revenge. Should I live my life normally? No, I'll be a remorseless assassin for years, and I'll kill anyone. But now that the movie started that I'm in,
Yeah.
and I'm starring in, I should probably...
Think about
I'd
that.
probably think about it for a bit. You know,
Yeah.
maybe I'll feel some remorse. Maybe I'll question killing this man and his daughter.
Yeah.
You know?
A 13-year-old child, which I was going to do.
Right?
Yeah, that's wild, man. Also, she can see the future or something. I mean, she died, so I guess that's part of the mysticism.
No, well, it's not because...
No?
Well, I mean...
No, Mason?
I mean, it is, because here's the thing. Are you familiar with Kimagure? You shouldn't be, because it's made up. It's made up for this.
Oh.
And it's
Kimagure, I hardly know her.
It's a bit of mysticism, which we learn is the ability to control time, the future, even life and death.
Wow.
And you know how you do it? You concentrate a bit.
Yeah.
And then you can do it. And that's how Stick did it. He brought Elektra back to life with it. He just thought about it for a bit and she came back to life.
He went zap.
You don't need anything. You don't need a precious gemstone or a scale of a dragon or anything else. It's just think about it and they come back to life. And then
the speed of a horse. You don't need any of that.
No. And then she learned a bit of it so she can see the future, I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes. And then maybe one day she could bring someone back from the dead. That'd be handy, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Be very handy.
Yeah, it might come up.
Yeah.
Might come up, Mason.
Yeah.
Do you remember that bit when she was putting away all her toiletries and all the fruit and the soundtrack was like, ba 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 ba, like something was happening?
I've got a note here that just says a gearing up sequence, but it's just Elektra organising all her fruits and toiletries. And I think that's cool.
I thought she was going to assemble something out of the toiletries, like a bomb or a weapon or
James
something.
Bond golden gun or something. Do you think maybe she was going to assemble the fruit into a fruit salad, but she didn't have time?
That's fun.
Or a gun.
Or a gun salad. Also, Elektra in this has OCD. And I was thinking, well, we discussed this briefly before we started recording. And by briefly, I think we spent, probably double the length of this movie talking about it. She has OCD, and it's not from the comics. So we thought, is this a Jennifer Garner thing that maybe she brought a personal touch to it? And she's talked about having anxiety. And so in Googling it, it's just AI fucking slop results.
Sure
you cannot find a goddamn thing on Google anymore.
We should have bought an Empire magazine the month this came out, and maybe that would be in a fun fact or something. If we don't have that, hard evidence, it's impossible to know now. Is it on the DVD extras? Dunno. All those copies are gone in the landfill. Nobody has a copy anymore.
Maybe on her press junket, she talked about it.
No, she cancelled it.
That's right. So she knew prior to this coming out that this was no good. But even prior to that, what's interesting is Frank Miller was writing a version of this for New Line.
Okay.
Galen Gorg, who was in RoboCop 2, which Frank Miller also sort of worked on, was offered the role by him, but then nothing came of that. It was just kind of, do you want to do this? And she was like, yeah. And then it never happened.
Do you have any power to cast me in a movie? No.
No.
I'm just Frank Miller. I do the comics.
Yeah.
I can draw you in a comic, and you'll be all craggy.
Yeah.
In that, because I'm really into that style that I do now, where everything's craggy.
Yeah, just don't let me draw you after the year 2000.
No.
You were going to hate that. After that, Oliver Stone signed on. His movie was called Elektra Assassin, which was based on a Frank Miller series of the same name. And
Which is excellent, by the way.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Was it made after the year 2000?
No, it was
Well,
made
that
before.
tracks.
Yeah.
And he wanted professional volleyball player Gabrielle Reese to take on the role, which makes sense. She's tall and big.
Okay,
and she's
great.
married to Laird Hamilton, who was nearly He-Man in the 80s or whatever.
Whoa.
I think, after Dolph Lundgren when they were going to do that.
Are
Anyway,
you sure
they
any
didn't.
of that's true, or did Google AI tell you that?
Now that you mention that, I don't know.
Right. Did you just Google something and then it was just like a weird, smooth AI He-Man and he's playing volleyball? And there's a voiceover that goes, He-Man married to volleyball player knows volleyball. Did you watch that video that I made?
Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, she's doing assassinating, but then she meets some mates. It's a father and daughter, and he's from ER.
Yep.
And that's pretty cool.
I know, because he's got the EI haircut.
He does.
Every man in this movie has an EI haircut.
But because they're new mates, she can't do that anymore or whatever.
Because she spent minutes with them.
Being rude.
Surely at this point, she's done enough assassinating, like in that
She would have
mode.
infiltrated and yeah.
Has every one of her assassinations to this point, like she calls up her handler and she's like, I couldn't do it. I was in the break room with him for 10 minutes and they asked me how my weekend was and I got too connected to him, you know?
I got the yips.
Yep.
Yeah. So Terrence Stamp, I don't mind as Stick. I think that's good casting.
More like Terrence Stomp,
Why do you say that?
the English dance troupe, and they have sticks and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
and dustbins and so forth.
I guess that is something.
Because he's Stick.
Is this an AI result that you're doing?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to make this happen. Terrence Stomp,
But,
you get it?
But why?
I don't know, man. More like Terrence Stomp.
Okay.
You know?
I'll make a shitty AI video.
Don't do that. Don't destroy a rainforest for this. We'll just imagine it.
Okay.
Here's a white screen for us to imagine it for 4 seconds. He's stomping, you know?
Yeah, he would be.
Yeah.
I don't like his feet. At one point, you get a close-up of one of his feet, and I'm like, yuck.
How are they yuck?
They're just not... I don't like him.
Like they're bare feet?
Yeah.
Huh.
When he's doing training, he's like, you can't be Elektra here. You got to go and kill 400 people and learn a lesson.
Okay.
And she's like, I will. And she did. And then when she comes back, he's like, I knew you were a good person.
Tell you what, though, he makes that shot, doesn't he? That pool shot.
Yeah.
For
it's
real?
CGI. No.
Oh.
It's some of it's CGI, some of it's real.
Some of the CGI in this movie is fairly convincing for
Agreed.
a bit.
Yeah.
But some of it, like, there's a moment
Sometimes
where...
there's too many snakes.
Yeah.
Also, the guy from ER, his character name is Mark Miller. And I'm like, is that a reference to Mark Millar, the comic book writer?
I think that is just pronounced Mark Miller.
Yeah, but it's spelt like Miller. So
Like
then
Frank
I'm
Miller.
like, oh, Frank Miller. But then I'm like, who the fuck is this? So I Google it.
Oh, good luck.
Sorry, I Marvel Wiki'd him.
Okay, great.
Which is a better way to go about this. By the way, the Elektra Wiki in general is a ghost town. And if you go to this guy's page,
Okay.
it's got one of the weirdest clickable links I've ever seen.
Interesting.
That goes nowhere.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's clickable.
Oh, it's clickable.
Now, when you say the Elektra Wiki, does that cover Elektra in all medium?
No, it's specific to this
Movie, okay, right.
and universe,
Yeah.
which is
701.
What if a man could throw a shield
Come
and then
on,
that
Stan,
shield
you did
and it was
that.
and it had America and everybody said you're America. What do you think?
Go to bed, Stan.
I didn't invent this character or a lot of them. Don't tell anyone. I'm dead.
So is he from the comics? He's just in this.
Yeah, he's just in this.
That's great.
A lot of the characters from this are just made up or vaguely based on people from other things in the comics. Speaking of, there's a bunch of magic in this. There's disappearing gas ninjas. There's a tattooed man called Tattoo.
Incredible.
And his tattoos come alive. Also, his tattoos are shit. Like, if you see them, like, on his body before they come off, bad. Who did those?
All right.
Awful.
I mean, it makes sense that a guy who has a bunch of bad tattoos would be like, hey, call me Tattoo.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to think for 5 more minutes about that? Like, your whole shtick is tattoo. You don't have anything else for that? No, just Tattoo.
He should have called himself Tattoo like the band, T-A-T-U. I think that's better, don't you?
Yes.
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 Good. So yeah, there's a bunch of villains in this, again, which are loosely based on whoever. There's Stone, who's a bulletproof man, but he's certainly not tree-proof. There's a moment where he knocks
I was
down...
going to say...
Okay, let's talk about this. Okay.
He's bulletproof, he's stab-proof,
Yep.
but like a medium-sized tree lands on him and he just bursts into green smoke.
Maybe he's a Mario villain. It's the top of his head.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Bearing in mind also, he knocks down that tree, Elektra flips up the tree, runs up the tree, doesn't change the direction of it, and he just walks under it,
Yeah.
and it fucking pancakes him.
Yeah.
What's happening?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think Elektra might be a bad assassin.
Oh.
And I say that because if she is such a good assassin, why does she have that like Rube Goldberg-ass compound bow with all the cogs and wheels and just to shoot somebody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just use a regular one.
Or
what are you doing?
run in and stab, which is the
What
thing you do.
it's got a little steam-powered scope on it? Look at that thing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There is a sheets fight, though. Remember when she fights that guy who killed her mum, maybe?
Yeah.
Among the sheets? And it's like, ooh, this is something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so at the end, she kills all the ninjas,
Uh-huh.
but the girl is killed. You mentioned that.
Yes.
But then the girl isn't killed. But she goes, I wish you weren't.
Yeah.
And she isn't.
Well, because you came back to life, you get one magic wish. And you can bring anybody else back to life.
Also, Terrence Stamp, I love you. I love
Sure.
the movies you do.
Yeah.
I don't like that weird thing you said about Natalie Portman once. Listen, it's neither here nor there. But listen.
Okay.
I think he should act more blind or put the contacts on him or something.
Right.
He just looks like he's just...
There's a moment when we're first introduced to him where his eyes are in shadow for quite some time, and then I'm expecting when he emerges there'll be the contacts or
Got the eyes.
scars over his eyes or whatever. Just normal eyes, aren't they?
Yeah, he's a normal man. See, the thing is, it's movies like this and Catwoman.
Yes.
These are why we didn't get a good female-led superhero movie until like Wonder Woman in 2017. And I know people are going to be like, wow, I didn't like Wonder Woman. No one gives a shit. You don't have to like it. That's fine. But I'm just saying, generally, universally, people like that movie. Because how many bad superhero movies are there? There's a bunch.
Oh, yeah.
But you get the occasional good one, which is, male-led. And then...
Like Daredevil, 2003.
Exactly. Classic example.
Yeah.
But people put effort into that. And it's... Like, Batman Begins came out this year.
Yeah, right.
You know, like, you clearly didn't... the budget isn't here. You didn't think this through properly.
No.
Like, it's not anything.
Yeah.
Also, you might be wondering, and we talked about this last week with Daredevil, what happened to this Elektra? Well, she ended up in the Deadpool The Void.
Okay, but is that her for sure?
It
or
is
that
her
an
for sure,
alternate
apparently.
version of her? Okay,
Apparently
right.
it is her.
Okay.
And then we know at the end of Deadpool, she goes back to this dull universe.
Great.
I think The Void is better. There's a big Ant-Man skeleton. There's
Right.
a bunch of shit happening.
Yeah.
This universe sucks.
Sucks.
It's just not fun or good. I mean, I don't even know why they'd even come for her.
Oh, the TVA.
Yeah. Was she doing anything important?
No, solved her moral quandary after
Yeah.
this, I guess. She's not killing people anymore. I don't know.
I mean, I think Jennifer Garner is amazing, genuinely, and I think...
A delight.
A delight. And I think also having her in Deadpool and Wolverine was a good idea, and she works there, and I'm glad they did it. It's like the dude from the Inhumans turning up in Doctor Strange too.
Absolutely.
It's like, yeah, okay, you figured it out.
Yeah.
Right? But just,
Yeah.
what a crap thing.
It was bad.
Anyway, do you know what it's time for?
What's it time for?
Trivia.
Love it.
This is a trivia section of the show where I scour the internet and various interviews for
You drop
what's
some knowledge.
going on here.
Is any of it real? Who knows?
Yeah. Jennifer and Goran from ER were standing in ankle-deep water for close-ups during the beach scene. In the dailies, their sloshing can be heard. This is the exciting behind-the-scenes trivia, whatever I called it, from this movie.
That is good stuff.
Jennifer Garner reportedly told a journalist that she felt the movie was terrible and that she only filmed it because of contractual obligations from Daredevil.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
When did she say that?
I don't know.
Like recently or at the time?
That particular piece was from IMBD trivia, so who knows anything? Not me.
Yeah.
Many characters in this is the worst trivia I've ever had. Just looking at this. It's just,
Okay. It's a graveyard like
Yeah.
the Elektra movie wiki.
this is junk. Many characters in the Marvel Universe have used the name Tattoo, both males and females.
Wow.
The movie version seems to be based on Todu Sokuto, a mutant brother to Gene Trick's base.
That's great. It's really good.
This was critically planned. Did you know that?
Yeah, by us. I mean, we weren't critics then or now.
Yeah, but so it was critically panned. It got 11% on Rotten Tomatoes. However, Jennifer Garner and Natasha Malfi were nominated for Best Kiss at the 2005 MTV Movie Awards. Remember they kissed in the forest?
Is that the ER guy?
No. It's the where she got kissed by the woman and then all the leaves fell down and then she was like, I'm sick.
Oh, the typhoid kiss.
Yeah, and then
right.
and then Stick was like, you're not sick. And she's like, I guess I'm not.
Because I got another wish from Santa Claus, so you'll be fine. Obviously, Elektra wears red in the comics.
Yep.
But in the first movie, she's all in black leather.
Or silver.
Yeah, but it's because she does. They don't want every character to be because Daredevil's red. He's
sort of red.
He's sort of
It's like
red. I guess they
maroon.
didn't want it, but she's red in this. But now in this, it's all red outfit, red scarf, red bed sheets. It's like, girl, you're obsessed.
Yeah. Where's your red bandana also?
Get over him, girl. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, you think that's why she did it?
Yeah.
Because of Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Also, she could have gone and seen him. Like, he visits her in a dream, I know, and whatever.
But he's
that's not innocent.
alive.
And yeah, so like, you died. He didn't die.
That's right.
You can just go and see
Yeah.
him. Okay, last bit of trivia. This is the first Marvel female solo movie.
Lucky it wasn't the last.
No, I guess the next was Captain Marvel?
I think so.
Wow. We're making a lot of
Big strides
and decisions.
and big jumps.
It's true. The box office for this on a budget of between 43 to 65 million. I don't know.
Okay.
It
Sus.
Yeah, I agree. It made 57 million.
Okay, that's bad.
And boy, was it bad. So yeah, this did kill this universe until Deadpool and Wolverine decided to do something with it. Yeah, I never understood, and I'm sure we've talked about this before, Fox owned Daredevil and Elektra and the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, and they never thought, what if, some of these people met some of these other people?
Absolutely. What if J. Jonah Jameson? No, he's not in it. What if Willie Lumpkin, the mailman?
Oh my God, played by
met
Stan Lee, yeah.
McCabe,
Which one's McCabe?
the agent in this?
Oh, McCabe.
Elektra's assassin agent?
Yeah.
Who's like, I'll hold him off. Why?
Go.
You're a remorseless. You organize to have kids and stuff killed.
Yeah, you love that.
Why are you a hero now? What's going on there?
Yeah, McCabe.
Yeah. Why don't you hash it out with Willie Lumpkin, the mailman played by Stan Lee?
God.
What if a man...
Delivered mail.
Stan.
I invented that.
Stan. Come on, Stan.
Anyways, do you know we have a service called BigSandwich.co?
Yes.
Hear me out.
Okay.
Because at BigSandwich.co, not only do videos go up there early.
Oh.
Speaking of, here's a hint towards next week.
What is it?
If society won't punish the guilty, he will.
But in addition to that, we do video game Let's Plays, we do bonus podcasts, we do movie commentaries.
That's right.
That's all exclusive there. It does help support this channel. It keeps it ad-free in terms of sponsorships. We don't like that. We don't want to do it.
We don't want to do anything.
No. They come to us and they say, we're a VPN and we want you to whatever. And I'm like, I'll do it on the podcast. We don't have to edit video into it. I'm not going to do it here.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we have a podcast called The Weekly Planet where we talk movies and comics and TV shows.
So true.
Of course, we're going to be talking about the new Daredevil series on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
Because we always do, the big movie or the show of the week and a bunch of entertainment news.
That's right.
Anyways, thank you so much to Lawrence for the edit.
Thank you, Lawrence.
And we'll see you all on the next one.
Grab that Jimmy, guys. We'll see you next week.
Yep.
Not a good movie.
When you said the bad old days last week, like these movies are the bad old days, this one.
Yeah.
You meant this one,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, this is the style
right.
of thing, yeah.
Now let's take 4 more seconds for Terrence Stomp. See, it's funny now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You brought it back.
Yeah.